Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another high Elo casting today on the US server. And we're gonna see some very unique picks coming through. We see that Yunara. We see the Kiana in the jungle for the red side. We have seen some absolutely disgusting Kianas recently. Had some very high kill total. And on the other side, we have the one, the only, Rek'Sai, one of a personal favorite of mine. And we do see a Twitch Nami, so if this can get off the line, this could be quite strong. Now they are going to be into the Yunara and the Thresh, so basically this is going to be like a ticking time bomb. As 4, maybe 5 squishies on this red side. It's up for debate on whether or not Riven counts as a squishy target. She is definitely a bruiser, but there's no real tank. They're purely relying on Nami healing to keep them up, so any kind of anti-heal will be crucial in being able to take apart this red side. Now, on the blue side, we do see Ambessa in top lane. Very recently saw Teal Moon from TFG pick up the Ambessa and pilot it phenomenally in game 1 of their scrims. But again, Rek'Sai, personal favorite of mine. I think she's got such good... She's got a brilliant mixture of utility as well as kill threat. As we are going to see some early trading here in mid lane. Syndra against Hui, so a very long-range mid lane. Would put the favor on Hui just as he is able to be a little bit less interactive with Syndra, but by no means is he an artillery mage. As Thresh already looking to potentially catch this Twitch Nami duo off guard, as the Yunara will just look to try and gain as much of a CS advantage as possible now. Going forward, the level 2 will pop on this wave. Kiana has already taken to Rek'Sai's jungle. Managed to just get the Gromp, so it's 1 camp to 1. Not going to be able to land the Q as she does get rooted in place. Syndra is here to support. Now, Kiana was able to steal the Gromp after taking her own Raptors. Now, First Blood handing over to Rek'Sai. Gold going over into Riven. As now she is slowed down. Bershuk does manage to land onto the Nami, who does drop quite low. Ignite will be popped and the heal is used in response. Lethal Tempo is up and running, and Yunara needs to be a little bit careful here. Does Twitch have the E to be able to try and pop her down? Barrier will be used. She needs to be careful though because of the poison ticking away. It looks like she has Triumph, so she will be able to survive. Flash used by the Twitch. And like I said, there was looking to get off the mark. And Yunara definitely has. As Ambessa trading, doing some just standard trading into Riven, just dish dashing around, and we'll have the advantage to be able to push this wave and potentially look for the back. But Riven has gotten that surgence of gold from the first kill, which I believe... No, it went over to the Kiana actually, so my mistake there. As Ignite on the turret, it's as simple as that. Flash is exchanged from the Riven, who was fearing more of an interactive engagement, but it will just be the walk up dash ignite for the Ambessa, not even needing to flash, so massive advantage for her. As Twitch now moving forward, Nami will be caught on the other end of the hook. The Flay will come through and Nami is locked very low. Yunara's not too interested in engaging at the moment, but here she comes. Lantern will bring her in as flashes get exchanged. And that's 1 kill over to the Yunara. Will she be able to kill this Twitch in time before he's able to burst her down with the E? Twitch will claim the kill, but Thresh is able to get the return. And overall, that's a massive win for Yunara and Thresh there. They pick up 2 kills, and that's an extra 1 onto Yunara. Thresh now 2 kills up, as not able to land the hook onto the Kiana, who just backs away from the engagement. We'll shove the wave into bot lane so that there's no chance of a freeze forming. Now Hui stepping up a little bit too close. Does man's connection connect the E, and Rek'Sai does pay her a visit, but now we see some trading in the top side. Ambessa and Riven. Ambessa back with the pickaxe. And we're already seeing a 1.2k gold lead. Like, it's just only hit 5 minutes in, but Twitch is here in mid lane. He was hiding, and Syndra might be dying as she does flash away to be able to try and save herself. She did use that TP to get into lane, so now the decision is, do you back now and get your health back, or do you stay and risk a second go from the Twitch? As this Ambessa has just been constantly applying pressure. The dash is allowing it to just avoid as much as of the Riven as possible. Does get hit by a stun, but it's in exchange for a land of the Q. And this River does need to be very careful, as we do see Qiyana pick up the Infernal Drake to begin off with. Yunara will get involved with the fight as a beautiful hook over the wall stops Qiyana from being able to escape and gets the Yunara the kill. Remember, no level 6s just yet for this bot side, so they are just relying on pure abilities. Now, Flay connects. Is the hook up and available? It is. It does go wide. As Nami pops the heal, that speed boost might just be enough to get it away. As Sway is now hovering to stop any kind of further engagement, as here comes Rek'Sai, burrowed in waiting. Just trying to get any kind of consolation prize. She is down a kill. As Twitch finds Thresh in the midst of it all. And it looks like a dive is being staged and set up here. And Qiyana might know this. Qiyana gets spotted by the Rek'Sai, who goes into the bush. Now, Rek'Sai, does she have the ability to full combo here? The Lantern comes through, and Twitch is on the end of the hook. As Rek'Sai goes all in, does she fall to the turret? She falls incredibly low, but no, it's not going to be a kill going over. As this wave, I believe, Yunara might get level 6, and that would be detrimental. It looks like it might just be out of reach, but Qiyana also not without her ultimate. And no, this wave will not be level 6 for Yunara. Be expecting to see that come in from the next wave, most likely. As now, if you're Twitch, there is not really much you can do. You're down a level, and it might be 2 as well. We'll probably get level 5 from this wave that he's about to collect here. But Thresh is already making moves as Flash is on top of the Twitch. Hook connects, and this is all it for the Rat. Will just survive, and Thresh is the one who claims the kill. Now, Yunara did have to barrier that. Twitch's damage still cannot be underestimated as Public Execution comes through onto Riven. Able to stun the Ambessa under the turret, who has to flash away. It will be a trade, which at this point is a win for Riven. But 8-3, it's almost a 3k gold lead, flat out. Yunara wondering if Twitch is back. You know, we've not really seen too much potency from the Qiyana yet. We do very much know what she is capable of doing, but hasn't had a chance to really show it yet. As Rek'Sai begins the Void Grubs, Thresh is able to move, and so is Syndra, as Qiyana might just be spectating this, not really interested in going in, doesn't want to risk the death. Does stop the back as she spots it, but she will opt to assist her top laner. Has got the Supreme Display of Talent, as there is no ult for the Riven. Now, coming in, the Lantern does save Ambessa, but meanwhile in mid lane, Syndra getting the better of Hwei, who does drop quite low. No flash used there as Rek'Sai looks to chase down the Nami. Now it's going to be a little bit of an engagement here. The stun only lands onto the Thresh as Rek'Sai joins into the fight. Ambessa goes forward. Hook missed, as Twitch might just pick up a kill here onto Syndra. Yes, he does. Knock up from the Nami bubble goes in as Rek'Sai falls, and Ambessa might fall as well. Qiyana does fall down to the Thresh, who is stacking up kills right now, and Hook does not connect as well. Heal comes through to get them close to this Ambessa to be able to try and claim the kill. It might be Nami who picks it up. The Lantern does make sure she gets away within an inch of her life. Now under the turret here, but the Broken Blade picks up one, and Nami claims the other. Excellent sort of sustained fighting there from the Riven and the Nami. And a little bit greedy from the blue side here. They already got the 3 grubs. They might have seen that there was some movement coming through, but overall, very greedy. As you can see, first items are beginning to come through for the more ahead members of this game. Syndra and Hui, the only lane, like mid lane is the only lane that hasn't got an item so far. Now, the Twitch, interestingly, is going for Nash's Tooth first. He has got PTA, so he is going to be going most likely AP if he is building that Nash's Tooth. He could also be building a sort of hybrid build to be able to try and maximize his damage with the poison while still being able to just have auto attack fights, as Nami does get caught out by the Thresh hook. Tsunami comes through as the redemption is used by the Thresh. Now the Yunara ult is used. And Ambessa is likewise chasing down the Riven. I actually do not know what. Alright, transcend oneself, we now know. And meanwhile, just Ambessa constantly trading into the Riven here as Thresh spots out Kiana. Does get rooted up, but is there an available fight? The hook will go wide as an attempt to go in, but Thresh able to pick up another kill. And I think he's got the most kills on anyone on his team. Yes, 6 in total for the Chain Warden. And Twitch just gets caught on the hook. Cleanses it away to just try and save himself. But Nami is going to be the target of the Rek'Sai here. As the hook goes over the wall, it just catches her out. As Thresh might go down here, he does to the Twitch. And Rek'Sai picks up the kill onto the Twitch as well. But he does get a shutdown onto Yunara. 2 kills over to the Twitch in exchange for a kill on Thresh and a kill on Rek'Sai. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound worth it as Riven taking some dangerous trades into the Ambessa at this point. The Eclipse is up and very much running for the Ambessa. And Public Executioner Ultimate is available during this. Kiana now in top. Will take a decent chunk as Ambessa goes all the way in. Popping that Public Execution. Riven will fall first. Now the Thresh crucially using the Redemption to try and keep Ambessa a little bit alive. Who is now in the 1v2. Thresh is trying to arrive, but Kiana damage once again absolutely revoltingly high. Will just pop the Ambessa. Now in all of that, Rek'Sai did pick up the Mountain Drake, and it will be the Open Soul that comes alive as Nami will get caught out by the hook. Seems like a very simple kill, and it will be. Meanwhile, Hui getting chased down by Yunara, who has transcended. Goes forward now, dashing forward, straight in, just picks up the kill. Not too much in the way of opposition there. Hui is more like a training dummy for the Yunara, who just has not been able to come alive in this game. And Twitch now in the mid lane. Rek'Sai does see the Kiana, who does manage to get the ult off, but it is all in vain as she will fall. Rek'Sai coming online as well. As the Umbral Glaive, I think that was, yes. As Conqueror as well, so interesting to know. Umbral Glaive, a little bit more popular with lethality builds, but as you are Rek'Sai, does make sense as you get that little bit extra movement. As just seeing this top lane matchup, she can't get any kind of foothold in Riven. Well, she is able to, from time to time, reach out as Nami gets hit by the Flay, but Tsunami does catch off Syndra as Twitch is just spamming autos at this point. The ult comes through and it's too much to handle. As that's a double kill there. Thresh picks up Syndra and Hui's able to take down Thresh, and it's a very greedy overstep. They don't really have a reason to be there as Ambessa uses the Public Execution onto Kiana, but she will fall soon after. Now, Rek'Sai using the ultimate onto Kiana will take her down as she's now in a 1v2 situation. No way out. It's lights out for her now. The transcended Yunara just pops Nami there. The Kraken Slayer, third auto attack, doing the damage. As this red side, they need to get Yunara under control. 15-minute clocks, and this is the Herald. And we're just seeing Yunara run over this rift. I believe she's up 2 items as well, Kraken Slayer and Runarns, yes. So not only is she going to be doing incredible individual damage, the Runarns is going to make her Qs so much more impactful. But comes over the wall, not able to connect onto the Qiyana, will instead snag a Raptor. There's your chicken for the night. Serve it cold, but Qiyana will take the rest. But Qiyana does get caught out by the hook. Now going forward, Yunara and Syndra. There's a lot of damage going into them with that Hui ultimate going through. As the blue buff seemingly not wanting to die at this stage. Now, Riven does engage onto Ambessa. We're going to see a little bit more of an extended trade here as the Broken Blade comes out and the public execution almost proves lethal as Rek'Sai just keeping the Riven far enough away. A burrowed flash knocking up the top laner of this red side, and it will be a kill. And you have to say the Riven's gaining a little bit of confidence. But when Rek'Sai's in the area, you have to be respectful. Single knock-up and you might be dusted. As Qiyana, no ultimate available, so she cannot utilize those walls. Now, Herald does fall. Apologies for the yawn. And Rek'Sai looks to just take a nice clean reset. Move back as Hook does go wide. Thresh was trying to catch out the Twitch. Possibly going for a sideways step there. As the Drake is coming up, remember this is an Ocean Dragon, an Ocean Soul, meaning that longer extended trades are going to be much more beneficial for whoever is able to claim now. Now Qiyana is in top, and the Hook, again, it goes wide. You can just catch one of them out. This is almost certainly a kill. The Drake would just be claimed quite easily. They did see the Qiyana on the top side. Now, Twitch does get caught out by the Flay. Thresh just making life as difficult as possible, but he will flash over the wall. The Hook connects onto the Raptors once again. As Twitch looks like he might be able to just slip away. Now, there is a ward in that bush, so they do not step anywhere closer than they need to be, but a single auto and you can see the Yunara's damage. As Rek'Sai is following in tow, there is no objective for another minute and a half. It will be the Atakan. As Syndra able to just pop Qiyana there with the unleashed power. And it's starting to slip now as there's not really a weak member of this blue side. Thresh is too tanky. Rek'Sai is able to be everywhere at once. And Syndra, her damage has really come alive. She has scaled in this matchup, and what I expected to be a rather tame show is now turning into a little bit of a bloodbath. As the Herald is popped in bot. Rek'Sai going to be having that Edge of Night propped with the Hui root, and the turret will fall soon after. Meanwhile, claiming the top tier 1, Riven gets the first turret of the game for this blue side as Rek'Sai is going for a drive here. Will land it onto the mid tier 3, and the inhibitor turret will drop quite low. Will Yunara be able to pick up the turret here? Now she is now Rek'Sai now tanking it, not able to claim the turret in time, and kind of lost a little bit of time doing that. Now the advantage is if you can lead this off of a Baron play, you have a chance of being able to get both the turret and inhib. Now Qiyana will get caught out by the Hook, and it's a triple stun from the ultimate and a triple knock up from the Tsunami. And it's absolutely dreadful as Ribbon picks up 2 and looks to try and pick up a 3rd. Public execution will stop that from happening as now Ambessa dashes forward, dashes onto the Nami, and it seems like we might have sashimi on the plate tonight as Yunara will pick it up with the transcended laser. And now we went from sushi to boil the rat as he will be put in the ground. How many times would you need to slap a chicken to cook it? Well, we've just learned that Syndra just needs to press R and the rat will be cooked. Ambessa will be hunting for this way and potentially looking to apply a significant amount of pressure on this bot side. While the Atakan is up now. Now, something to note, objective bounties are available. It's 1k for a major objective, so that's any sort of Baron, Herald, Herald's already spawned, Baron, Drakes, or this Atakan. If they are able to win a fight and defeat the Atakan before this bounty expires, they will be in an absolutely fantastic spot. Because not only will they be able to claim the gold off of the 5 kills, they'll also claim an extra 200 gold each from that bounty. And if they can lead it into another Drake as well, that's 400 gold on top of that if they are able to do it fast enough. My expectation is to go for the Atakan first, but the blue side is looking at just taking it as Syndra is found on top side, just trying to take that tier 1 turret, and it will be taken as Rek'Sai goes in. Riven is the target who will try and escape, but not able to as Rek'Sai just claims the kill on that as flashes will be exchanged. Syndra does not get stunned. And now Kiana in a spot above her. Tsunami will be used as Tsunami protects her jungler from certain annihilation. Now, the Atakan no longer available. And you have to sort of feel that this is very, very quickly, slowly feeling a little bit more dire than most games. Started out slow, and my goodness, has it picked up the pace. It is now 26-17. A 9 kill deficit and almost a 9k gold lead. Right now it sits at about 8k. But that bot tier 1 is quite low, and the Drake is spawning, so there's potential for a double objective bounty pickup here. So they're not out just yet, but the Drake will be spawning in approximately 30 seconds. This will be a deciding factor in how the rest of this game goes, as resets have come through. 2 items for every member of this blue side. Meanwhile, Twitch is behind an item, but he is building into that. Rabadons will not get caught up by the public execution. Kiana takes that mantle. But in a way, it's saved Ambessa here, who does manage to get away. So an eye for an eye. Ambessa lives, and so does Twitch, as Kiana, the first to fall in this fight. But Rek'Sai's already taken the Ocean Drake in bot side. Now, Ribbon claims the kill onto Syndra with the assistance of the Twitch, who will flash back over the wall, who gets caught up by the fear from Hui, and it looks like it might be a confirmed kill. Now, Thresh the next in line, as what I was saying might just come to fruition. Rek'Sai is the last one alive to be able to make a substantial dent in this, and she will hunt down the river now. Yunara has a chance to be able to get involved here. Finally making it to the fight. Can they catch Nami before she's able to back? No, they cannot. She is able to get away. Tail between her legs. And a fight without Yunara is a fight you're destined to lose. You're relying on this, 5 stacking almost to be able to make the most. And Ambessa's looking for an engagement. All well and good, but there's nothing to really be fighting for. And now you lose a little bit of tempo. Granted, you do manage to pick up the kill on to the Riven as well. So both top laners did fall. I'd say much easier for Riven to be able to get back out onto the map. As we see a stack of 3, Hui, Twitch, and Nami in the top side. Yunara is the only blue side member here, so she needs to be very careful. She falls, and then this team fight blows wide open as you're going to have to sort of play with smoke and mirrors if you're the blue side. If you lose anyone at this point, you need all 5 members, and you need them all to be together. So the Baron's spawning in 5 seconds. Let's have a look at the items. 2 for Ambessa, 3 for Rek'Sai, 3 for Syndra, 3 for Yunara. Crucially, that is your main character there, as Ambessa will be caught out by the Serene Display of Talent. The Public Execution will dodge over the Tsunami, but she will get filled by the way. Redemption comes through as it's not able to heal her quite up, but Thresh is there to try and back her up. The Broken Blade comes through from Riven and claims the kill onto the Ambessa. They are now a player down. Hook lands onto Riven as Twitch pops the Thresh, as now it's an even trade here. Syndra and Rek'Sai taking down Nami and Riven, as Qiyana now into the pit with the Baron there. Baron is up and available. They're trying to hunt down for this Qiyana. They know that she is somewhere to be seen, but they will not be able to find her. She is going straight up to the blue base, and that's a shaky fight there. It's a 2 for 2, but you have to think it's more so a mistake from the from the red side than it is being well played from the blue side, as Thresh just gets caught out with Ambessa. And it should be a clean double, but you know, Twitch chooses not to ult in the situation, so he doesn't have as much range. He's not able to claim any of the kills, and it ends up being a 2 for 2. The Baron is started up by the Rek'Sai here. Yunara is in tow. Now, by the looks of things, Qiyana's just staying in bot here. Not too interested in taking this Baron buff, but she will claim a bounty. Rek'Sai gonna be able to catch the Riven, sorry, and knock her up, as Syndra will get stunned over the wall. Now, Qiyana has an opportunity to be able to chase down the Syndra. Will pick up the kill onto her, as Riven able to dash away there in the top side. As now with the Baron buff, this is going to feel a lot more like a building toppling than just a car. But how strong are you going to be able to be, as Twitch and Qiyana picking up some objective bounties there. The mid tier 1, bot tier 1s will fall, as Twitch is also able to pick up another turret in mid lane. This might be the objective bounties falling off, as Twitch is now in chase with Yunara, who catches him out in the invisibility, and he will fall, sacrificing himself for that turret gold. And we see the objective bounty gold doesn't change by much, but it does shift, as we have an engagement here on the bot side. The Drake is spawning very soon as Redemption comes through. Tsunami as well. Hook goes wide from the Thresh as Rek'Sai pops the Nami. Now Riven in the middle of 4. Is she able to get a constellation kill? No, Yunara picks up that with silky smooth tranquility as she transcends. And you are right, Yunara. It is a day at the spa. Bring out the towels, as they might just go for the end in this situation. The Baron buff is still available. We'd expect that to be ending shortly, as they do look for the Nexus turret. Supreme Display of Talent does go wide, not able to push anyone back, as Yunara able to pick up the kill there. Now Twitch, does Syndra fall to the poison? Yes, she does, as way able to trade the Yunara away. One turret is down, but they're going to have to back off, as a hook does land on Nami, as Thresh does pull forward. Aurelia is going to be used by the Nami to be able to get away, as Thresh crucially hit by the hook, hit by the bubble under the turret, as that's another kill going over to Wei, as did they overstep? The Drake is up and available. Qiyana might not be available to try and steal it, but we're going to see this Riven rush straight down, as Rek'Sai is spotted on the Scuttle Crab vision there. Crucially, not going to start the Drake up. So, what do the red side think they're walking into? Are they going to walk into a Drake that has been half started and half completed, or not? They do now see now that Rek'Sai has not started the Drake, as Ambessa falls victim to Riven there, who herself is going to start up the Drake. Well, here's one thing for you. There's a Rek'Sai in the bush. She will dash back over. Now the smite is available, but can she get vision on it? They're not going to try and stop it, as she goes in at 3,000. It's way too high. Bounty is claimed by the Hui, and it's just not enough. Now that was Soul, And you're thinking, if you're this blue side, you've just mucked up a very easy soul point and you have dropped an 8k gold lead that's now down to 3. So you need to be careful. It's not just so that the champions on the red side are strong, it's that there's misplays coming out from this blue side. They're getting overconfident, they're getting cocky, and we're just seeing them being punished over and over again. That Thresh and Ambessa playing mid at the mid tier 2 turret, and then, you know, the Nexus push just now. All of that is sort of leading to the failure here. As there seems to be some interest in a fight at the moment as a Flay comes through, catches 2. Qiyana is the first one who will get caught up by the hook. Yunara now dodging out of the way of the Tsunami. Will she be able to pick up the kill onto the Qiyana? Yes, she does. As meanwhile, below, Ambessa falls. It was 4v1s on both sides, and it seems no one's too interested in carrying on now. Yunara has the Bloodthirster, so sustainability is at an all-time high, and with that Infinity Edge as well, it's going to be quite a slug to be able to kill her now. What you want as this red side, you want to be able to walk in, not have to deal with any minions and lifesteal, anything like that, and Yunara will be able to out-sustain any kind of damage you're wanting to deal. Or you try and hard CC her after catching her out, as Thresh does try and land the hook. Wei does flash away. As the bubble catches on to Thresh, just barely missing the Yunara. And you're sort of expecting a miracle now as this blue side is poised to try and take this base. They've started grouping up now. Thresh goes over the wall. Flay catches 3. Scatter the Weak is absolutely huge as it catches Nami off guard. Rek'Sai now ulting in onto the switch. Will fall herself. And Thresh now needs to be careful as he drops very low. Yunara does have the Transcendent away. Now, can she get away from this? So she does use the Lantern to be able to escape that. Not needing to use the Transcend oneself as Syndra. We saw that brilliant damage from the Scatter the Weak. She does have the Ludens and now the Shadow Flame of the Rabadon. So, judging by the amount of stack she has, which should be well over 120 at this point, we are going to see some very, very interesting health bar progressions. I'm expecting to see things go from 100 to 0 in a couple of seconds. Now the Baron has spawned. Syndra's on the backside of the Pieters. All red side and blue side members are up. Rek'Sai's just coming out from the bases. Qiyana will be found by Thresh. Is the hook available to be able to catch her out? No, the Edge of Night protects her from that, as at this moment they're trying to stack on, as does get caught out by the hook. Public Execution goes in and Nami is the target, but Ambessa is the victim. Gets caught out way too quickly. There is not enough frontline to be able to, you know, pull off this type of stuff, as spray and pray used by Twitch very early on to just get some decent burn damage out. Is Syndra dropping very low? Who has the Leandries on this team? And it's no one, but where was that damage coming from? It must have been a combination of Way and Twitch there, as she's now having to back. She does have the TP available. The Lantern being used to gain a little bit of vision. Its intended purpose. So now, this red side very much holding up at this sort of bastion here. Around the red buff. Sort of the red buff pit here. Now, Thresh does look for the Flay, as both that and the hook will go wide. But Rek'Sai going in, knocking up the Qiyana, is able to land the ult, and it does enough damage to be able to take her down. Now Twitch is the next target on her mind, as Rek'Sai picks up a second now. Revan is now in the middle of the fight with the Broken Blade available. Will she try and go any further, try and pick up the Syndra? Rek'Sai is now split around as Yunara going forward. R2 used by the Riven, and she is back to having a regular short blade, as does Rek'Sai opt to go around. They have taken down the Qiyana, and the Baron is the call. And not to mention the fact that there is a Drake spawning in 10 seconds. This blue side, if they need to, if they want to, they need to get this Baron now. They need to move now, because otherwise this red side will be able to pick up this Ocean Drake, and they will be on soul point as well. The red side, they know exactly what this blue team needs to do. As Ribbon goes in onto the Ambassador, the redemption will be used to try and keep her slightly alive. She does dash out of it and ignites. Gonna tick down and take her down as Yunara now in a 1v1 against the Ribbon, just able to survive in the Syndrome. These powers able to take the kill as Hui pops the Zonya's Hourglass to avoid the Rek'Sai ultimate. Will get taken down by the Yunara, and this might be curtain call as Ghana does wait over the wall, able to pop the Rek'Sai in a matter of seconds. The damage is disgusting, but Yunara is pushing. GA will get popped by the Twitch's poison there. Now there is a lantern in the way, and Kiana just mistimes the timing slightly, and she will fall. Now what do? You're staring down the barrel of a very fed Yunara. Yes, she does not have the Guardian's Angel available anymore, but that Bloodthirster is very much keeping her stable. And you're thinking if this doesn't go as planned, you can just take the Drake, but it looks like it will go, and this will be GG. Well played.